My name is Amanda Alchemy. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm a Polarity Therapy practitioner, and what we're going to be doing in this workshop is connecting to our energetic elemental auric fields. And while that sounds super woo-woo, and I guess that's the term, this lineage comes from chiropractic medicine. And the founder of Polarity Therapy was also a naturopath. He practiced Ayurvedic medicine. He was a chiropractor for almost 30 years. And what he found was throughout all the lineages he studied, Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, Western medicine, there were certain themes that were woven in all of these healing modalities. And what he did was he pulled those themes out and compiled Polarity Therapy. And so when people hear the term Polarity Therapy, the first thing that they think is maybe masculine or feminine, good, bad, right, wrong. What are some other ones? Think of yin, yang, up, down. But in this lineage, we work with the 3 poles. We work with what we call the South Pole, which would be the center of the universe, or the center of the earth. So at the center of the earth, there's an iron core, creates the gravitational pull. It anchors us into this holographic human existence. As the human in this earth walk, we are the neutral pole. And then we work with something called the North Pole, which can be called God, Goddess, Absolute. I prefer the single point of origin. So we're working with 3 poles, and we're working with the elements of earth, water, fire, air, and ether as those elements move through our toroidal field. So I'm coming at you quick with the information, and I just want to check in and see if that's landing for everybody so far. And I also want to offer that if you do have any questions, or if something comes up, speak it, get clarity. So that's kind of the backstory to this work, and the lineage of how we move in the world as polarity practitioners. I do want to invite everybody's voice, everybody's energy into the space. So what I'd love is if we each took a moment, we'll do a couple of breaths just to kind of ground here. Perhaps you're familiar with the yogic breath, Nadi Shodhana, where you cover one nostril with, I prefer to use my pinky finger and my thumb. The reason for that in Polarity Therapy is that the pinky represents the element of earth, the thumb represents spirit. And so when we're working with those 2 poles, we're creating the connection all the way from that single point of origin down to the center of the earth. And what we're doing is we're clearing the right and left hemispheres of the brain. So we're clearing the masculine energy in the body, the doing, and the feminine energy in the body, the non-doing. So when you're ready, if you want to make that, how do you say in Hawaii? Yeah, I'm always like, yeah, aloha, whatever. If you want to bring that in, you can choose which nostril you want to start with. I like to start with my left, and I'm left-handed, so I might look different to you all. So I take my left hand, I cover my left nostril, and I inhale through my right nostril. Exhale. And just for one moment, bring both fingers together and then lift your thumb off of the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Exhale completely. Bring your thumb to cover that left nostril, and as soon as it does, take your right, open up your right nostril. And I'm just going to invite you to do a couple breaths like that. Bringing your mind's eye to the awareness that you're clearing the right and left hemispheres of your brain. You're waking up the cerebral spinal fluid from the base of your spine all the way out through your crown, out into your auric field. And when you're complete on the next breath, just come back to sitting. And we're going to go around the circle, and I invite you to choose one word for this weekend. You want to introduce yourself, and then one word that you're working on transforming for yourself this weekend. And so my name again is Amanda Alchemy, and I'm working on deeper compassion.
I'm Courtney, and I'm working on being open.
I'm Forgiven, and I am deepening innocence.
I'm Sierra, spreading more love.
I'm Alexis, and I'm working on receiving love as much as I give love.
I'm River. I'm calling in more grace just to open my heart.
I'm Jacob, and I'm working on my presence.
I'm Caitlin, and my word is understanding.
Corinne, and I'm hoping for authentic connection.
James, working on patience.
I'm Autumn, and I'm working on spontaneity.
I'm Pan. I'm working to develop connection to elemental energies.
Lisa, and I'm focusing on thought.
Elijah, I am focusing on staying centered.
I'm Anna, focusing on witnessing.
I'm Paulo, I'm working on inner glow.
I'm Matt. I'm working on heart space.
I'm James, and I'm working on blossoming.
Yeah, sister.
Aloha, my name is Ashtara. I'm here for play and presence. Thank you.
And together in this moment, we're going to work on combing out our auric fields and connecting to the elements. So we're going to bring ourselves to standing and claim some space, and we'll take some movement with the body. So you'll need enough space to open your wings nice and big. Perfect. So the first thing that we're going to do is an exercise that we call Heaven and Earth. And what it is designed to do is to pull the energy from the center of the earth, sweep those negative ions through the physical container, and to give anything that doesn't serve us up to that single point of origin. Some people say, like, give it to God, give it to the universe. Doesn't serve you, let it go. And then we're going to pull in higher self the higher intelligence down through the physical container, and we're going to give anything that doesn't serve us back to the earth. And so I invite people, when we do these actions, to imagine that when we're pulling the energy up, if you've ever worked with a French press coffee, that what you're doing is you're pulling like that French press and you're giving like that French press. So you're really, it's like strong but subtle. Because when we're working with energy, we have to slow down to be present enough to even be in relation to the energy field, because we're not always consciously with it. So I'm going to demonstrate this exercise first, and then we'll do it together. Like I said, it's called Heaven and Earth. And a lot of these movements that we do, they look very yogic. For this workshop, the intention is to focus on just this lineage. Just focus on the polarity, the negative charge, the neutral charge, the positive charge, and try and keep your mind's eye in that space. So the first thing that we're going to do is we'll take a deep breath in, and we'll go down to the earth, and we're going to pull up negative ions from the center of the earth. Beautiful. Pulling that up. When we get to the heart center, we're going to give that energy up to the single point of origin. And imagine that you're reaching out as high as you possibly can to the origin of creation. And what you're going to do is you're going to then comb out your auric fields, and imagine that you're coming into relation with your toroidal field, your energy body, your energy bubble. And then you're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to go up to the center of the universe, that single point of origin, and you're going to pull that energy down through the midline of your body, bringing your mind's eye to your spinal awareness. Pulling that energy down, down, down. And when you get to the root or to your hips, sending that energy through your hands into the center of the earth. And then we'll go again. We're going to go down to the center of the earth. We're going to pull in those negative ions, inviting it to neutralize the physical container. And at the heart center, you're going to give up anything that doesn't serve you. And you're going to comb out your auric field. You're going to claim your space in this life. Comb out your physical energetic bubble. Clearing any energy that is not yours. And then a deep breath in. We'll pull that energy from the center of the universe, God, Goddess, absolute, single point of origin, bringing that down, clearing out your chakras, aligning your energy to the midline, connecting to spirit. We're going to take this 4 more times, but this time we're all going to shift to the east. And we're going to honor the element of air. So when you're ready, taking a deep breath in through the nose, pulling those ions up from the center of the earth, bringing them through your midline, neutralizing your field, giving away whatever no longer serves you, inviting in, honoring the element of air, Archangel Raphael, and when you're ready, pulling that energy up from the single point of origin, honoring those archangels, that element, that communication, the information, the element of air, pulling it through the body. And when you're ready, we're all going to shift to the right. Again, going down to the center of the earth, breathing in through your nose, pulling that energy from the center of the earth up through your body. Pick up the gist. Exhaling, giving that to spirit. Honoring the South, Archangel Michael, the element of fire, transmutation. Breathing in, going back, taking in the energy from the center of the uterus, pulling that through the midline. Anchoring that archangel through your body, giving that element to the earth, transmutation, letting go what does not serve. And when you're ready, we're all going to shift to the right, direction of the west. We're going to go down and get those negative ions. We're going to pull that up through the body. We're going to honor the element of water, Archangel Gabriel. Give that up to the heavens. Pull that energy through your toroidal field. What memories do you need to let go of? Can you crystallize your energy through this element? When you're ready, going up to the single point of origin, calling upon Archangel Gabriel, pulling that intelligence through the field. All going to shift one more time to the right. We're going to go down and get the energy from the center of the earth, breathing that through the body. Facing the north, the element of earth, Archangel Uriel, pulling that through the midline. Giving it up to the heavens, combing out your auric field. And when you're ready, this is the last one, so really pull it in, grabbing that energy from the single point of origin, closing your eyes and pulling that down, clearing out your chakras, clearing out your midline. And just doing a really slow scan of your body, noticing what you notice in your mind's eye. And this time we're just going to take a moment, your eyes closed. You just notice how you feel in your body. Maybe check in with how you were feeling when we started this class, workshop, and just notice what you're feeling in this moment. And so that heaven and earth is there to prepare you to go out in the world where we are at a time where there's a lot of information coming through. There's a lot that we're being bombarded with. And this, if you work with the intention, you get out of bed in the morning, you do 3 of these, you invoke spirit, and you let spirit know, hey, I'm showing up, I'm protected, my field is sealed. Only what I invite in is allowed in. And so I hope that supports you in just being a human, showing up in the world. And so the next thing we're going to do is work with the element of earth and real subtle movements. So stay in what you're in, and you can keep your eyes closed. But what you're going to do is you're going to drop your chin to your chest. And when you're ready, inhaling and rolling your chin to your right shoulder and letting out with an audible sigh. Inhaling here and rolling your chin back to center. Inhaling here at the center and exhaling, rolling your chin to the left shoulder. And inhaling here. Audible exhale, bringing your chin back to center. And inhaling again. Exhaling, rolling the chin to the right shoulder. And I'm going to let you take the next few breaths on your own and invite you to imagine that you're connecting to the element of earth through your material experience, through the zodiac of the Taurus. Grounding into the element of earth. This exercise also works on opening the throat chakra, or the heaven's gate, or lion's gates. The neck and the throat, I'm sure as you know, is a strong energy portal. So again, use the mind's eye to strengthen these movements, to amplify the actions. And the next time you're at center, just stay there. Notice what you're noticing in your body. We're gonna invite in our relationship to the element of water. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna work with the cerebral spinal fluid. In Polarity Therapy, we believe that in the cerebral spinal fluid, the information, all information, past, present, and future, lives within the intelligence of this fluid. And so when we work with this fluid and we move with it consciously, what we're doing is we're opening up our auric fields and we're inviting alignment within the past, present, and future. So when you're ready, again, you're going to drop your chin to your chest. Get a little bit of a comfortable bend in the knees. Making your head heavy and rolling down. You do it a lot in yoga, vertebrae by vertebrae. Demonstrate now. Really, really slowly bringing yourself all the way down to the earth. Connecting to each vertebrae in the spine. Imagining that you are opening up that cerebral spinal fluid. That you are clearing any karma from the past. That you are arriving here in the present. And that you are preparing for what is to come in the future. And when you get to the ground, maybe you need to make a wider stance, but we're going to go into a yogic squat. And we're going to bring the element of water to the element of earth. And then we're going to clasp our hands together with your thumbs out. You're going to take your thumbs to the midpoint of the eyebrow and you're going to make your head heavy. And you're going to sit in this humble pose. It's called the wise old man. And just notice the lines of energy coming through the eyebrow. Notice what you're feeling in your root, what you're feeling in your feet. Take a breath here. Audible exhale. And then when you're ready, bringing your hands to the earth, imagining that you are giving everything, and I mean everything that doesn't serve you, to Pachamama. Breathing that in and exhaling that out to her. One more, really give it up. And then really easy, ease and grace, starting with the base of your spine, giving the weight into your hands and lifting back up the base of the spine, keeping your head heavy, taking a nice breath in, bringing in clean oxygen, and vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing yourself back to standing. Keeping your head heavy, it'll be the last thing to rise, making sure you have a ton of fresh prana in your system. Standing, just taking a moment there, regaining your orientation. So at the beginning of the workshop, I asked you to invite into the space something that you're working to transform. And this next exercise is going to invoke the element of fire. And it is also going to support us in eradicating whatever isn't serving us or supporting us in transforming whatever needs to be transformed. And the exercise is called the wood chopper. Yeah. So what you're going to do when you're ready is if you bend your knees just a little bit and become really comfortable in your body, I want you to bring that intention into the mind's eye. And then through the mind's eye, I want you to place that intention in front of you. And when you place that intention in front of you, I want you to imagine that an intention is woven into a pile of wood in front of you. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your hands and you're going to place them above you as if you have an axe in your hands. And you're going to breathe in. Don't do it yet, but we're going to go down and we're going to eradicate that pile of wood. When we eradicate that pile of wood, we're going to do it with something called a ha breath. So keep the mind's eye on that pile of wood with that intention. I'm going to demonstrate this breath once, and then we're going to do the movement together. So the breath comes from the center of your being, your power center. All of your force, the creative life force, when you give this to this sound, imagine that you're pulling everything that you have and you're giving it to this pile of wood. So the breath is called aha breath, and we're gonna ha! Yeah. Like you can't hold back. You can only do it that way. So comfortable in your knees, because all of these movements are about being as comfortable as you can be in your body. So breathe in with that axe. Imagine that whatever's in front of you is ready to go away. Deep breath in. Exhale with the ha! Couple more. Ha! Yep, at your own pace. Keep going.
Not even. It's right there.
Yeah, just taking a moment, let that energy settle. And we're gonna go back into this fire element with an exercise called the airplane. And so with the airplane, we're gonna take 3 deep breaths or quick breaths through the nose, and we're gonna put our hands one over the other, rotating. It doesn't matter which one you start with, but we'll do 3 breaths like that. And then on the exhale, we're gonna lift off of the heels of our feet, and we're gonna exhale with a ha. So I'll demonstrate it. We'll go ha. Yeah? And again, that fire, like it's really important that you come up on the heels, because that lifts into the air element. So the fire, we're giving air to the fire. Yeah? Yeah. So we'll do it together. Aho. So 3 breaths in. Ha! Ha! Okay. Ha! Ha! Keep going. Ha! And a little faster. Ha! 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 2 more. Ha! 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 Again, just checking in, noticing what you're feeling in your body. Remembering that anytime there's something that shows up for you to transmute in this life, you can work with these movements. Literally, you see how long it takes. That's it. Done. You feel how it feels in the body. And that's all we need to know. We don't have to go so into the thing. It's okay. And so we'll go in a little bit more to the element of air. Kind of bringing the energy down Again, back into a slower movement, connecting to the right and left hemispheres of the brain, the right and left sides of the field. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make a mudra with our hands where we take our thumb and our pointer finger together. I don't even know what this is in yoga, but I do know it's air in polarity. You know? Gyan mudra. All right. Yeah, I can only work with air. That's as far as I can go. So we'll bring this together and we're connecting to the long line of energy in the air element. And this exercise is called the East-West Currents. And so very slow, we're gonna move our torsos to the right with an inhale. And then back to the left with an exhale. Inhaling to the right. And exhaling to the left. Beautiful. I'm gonna let you flow with that for a little bit. Inhaling to the right, exhaling to the left. And relating to the element of earth, where we work with communication, when we process information. So when you feel overwhelmed with what's coming in, or anxious or heady, just a few of these to let spirit know, let the energy field know that your preference is to be balanced, and you're here to support the body in being balanced, harmonious. And when you're ready, taking a last round on each side. Again, information, communication, bringing that into harmony. Bringing your hands back to your sides when you're ready. Mountain pose, what the yogis call it. Closing your eyes, noticing what you feel in your body. And the final elements that we would connect to in order to complete the circuit from earth to ether is spirit, or ether. And the way that we're going to do that is typically through silence or through meditation, through stillness. So when you're ready, you can make your way back down to the floor. Seated. If you want to circle up, I actually really think it's important we actually do circle for this, because ether or spirit is also invoked when we work with the shape of a circle. So working with the elements and working in the energy field can be as simple as recognizing circles in your day-to-day life and saying, hey, what's up, spirit? Or seeing squares in your day-to-day life and saying, hey, what's up, earth? And just constantly balancing your energy through what the universe is presenting you. Coming back to the simplicity of all that is. And so now that you're seated, my invitation is to take what the yogis, I think, a 3-3-5 breath, but the practice is to breathe in as deep as you can, to hold at the top. When your body feels like it's ready to exhale, hold for a moment longer. Exhale, hold at the bottom. And repeat that cycle. But my invitation is to allow the breath to breathe you, and for this to be a very slow and methodical process. So breathing in, and when you get to the top, holding, finding that edge, gently pushing against it, brushing against it, exhaling all of that air out of your lungs. Again, holding, finding that edge, a gentle nudge towards a deeper place. I invite you to do one more just like that. And then the next phase that we're going to move into is, again, just another small invocation meditation for you to connect to these elements, for you to invite in the archangels if that resonates. So you can find yourself in the most comfortable way that it is for you. So again, I love yoga. It's brilliant. I'm just a little looser. Polarity is like be with life energy the way that it is, and sometimes it looks really disciplined and other times it looks really messy. And so if it's true for you to invoke spirit with a tall, straight spine, do that. And if the body feels more ease and grace to have a little bend in the spine, or to just be as comfortable as you can be in your body, do that. And if it's real for you to lay on the ground so that you can actually just be, you can do that too. So what we've done so far is we've combed out the auric field. We've placed ourselves in the container of a clean toroidal bubble. We've worked through the elements of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And one last time with your mind's eye, we're gonna scan the energy body through that toroidal field. And so when you're ready, we're gonna make that air mudra, where we bring the pointer finger and the thumb together. And when you make that mudra, I want you to imagine that there's a line of energy that is coming out from the bottom of your right foot through that second toe, circling up through the crown of your head, and bringing it down through the midline of the body. And then I want you to imagine that through the left foot, there is energy coming up through that second toe. You're bringing it up through the midline of the body, and you're sending that energy out through the crown of the head. And it's circulating back, calming out your toroidal field. You're relating to the element of air. You may ask yourself, how could I communicate better? You may ask Spirit, how can I be supported in processing information? You may have nothing in the mind, and you may just be witnessing these energies moving out through the bottom of the right foot, through that toe, and in through that left toe, up through the midline. Just noticing the sensation. And when you're ready, we're going to switch the mudra and bring your thumb and middle finger together, connecting to the long lines of energy that run through the element of fire. Breathing in that fire element. Inviting in transformation, transmutation. Noticing how the energy shifted. You may want to connect this mudra to that power center, deepening your relationship to this element. Noticing if the energy shifts.
Left foot up, right, left hand.
And if you find that you're in your head, take a deep breath in and let it go. And so the next mudra that we'll make is going to be the water finger, the ring finger, the relationship finger. And we're really going to ask ourselves, spirit, higher guidance. Really, what am I ready to let go of? What am I ready to let go of so that this transmutation can take place? And notice where you're feeling that in your body. And the final mudra, we're going to take our pinky and our thumb together. We're going to connect to the element of earth. This represents the material world. It also represents completion. So what am I ready to let go of and bring to completion this process? Say, what story, the element of air, am I ready to let go of, the element of water, to transmute and transform, the element of fire, so that I may bring this process to completion? Staying in that space, bringing all of your fingers together, inviting in spirit, which as we know is always within and around. And just doing again that energetic scan of the toroidal field. those of you that are laying, the invitation is if you'd like to rise back to seated, staying in if that feels right, keeping your eyes closed or opening to these divine reflections. So that practice or those exercises, those movements come from a lineage. The gentleman is Dr. Randolph Stone. And so if it's resonant for you, those exercises can be found online if you look up Polarity Therapy or you look up Dr. Randolph Stone. It's really such an honor to share that lineage with you. We each have our own way to awakening, and that for me really got me out of the matrix. It liberated me from right, like kind of a darker experience growing up, dealing with as we know, we all have our story. And most people that meet me now, it's like that residual isn't even in the field. And this was my portal, so thank you for being here and thank you for receiving that. Yeah, I hope you can feel the potency and the simplicity, and really like come at your life in that way and come back to these movements when the world is having its way with you a little bit. Yeah, Dr. Randolph Stone, brilliant man, and the information is accessible. So I would love to just feel each of your energy one more time around the circle, and this time maybe we say our name again, and I would say within reason anything you feel called to share in the space. I know we have like time space coordinates. What time is the next workshop?
The next workshop comes on at 11:30, and you started about 5 minutes late, so you go another 5 minutes if you could, and then we'll kind of wrap it up.
Beautiful. Yeah. So we'll circle around. I think I've said enough, and I feel like humbled and I feel a lot of gratitude. Yeah. And I'm Amanda Alchemy. Yeah, we're gonna go around. Thank you so much, babe.
On this side, invite you to stop and ask any questions that you might have on Christian wants to form a past. So you can, as we turn.
I'm Sierra, and I just want to say thank you for you guys all showing up and doing your work and helping everyone around the world, and continue to keep spreading that light of goodness.
I'm Alexis. I have never felt such a release during a practice. Well, thank you so much.
meditation of the archangels was really powerful. It feels really alive still, the angelic presence being held here.
My name is Ariana. I feel myself cracking open from the inside out. Really beautiful, potent, safe space. Thank you so much.
Nice to be here, lady.
And I have a sign up.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Safe space.
Want to stay
Lots of light.
connected?
Good, simple polarity. Work.
My name is Caitlin. It was a very softening and grounding experience to get me into my body. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Talk away. On the way.
My name is Anna. I also had a very deep release, and I asked for this weekend to be gentle, and it was. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful that you mentioned to release the memory, because I've been holding on to it for a long time, and I hadn't thought of that. So thank you. Very grateful.
My name is Paulo, and I am feeling greater release that I do not know the depths of, but I know together that we're discovering deeper reaches of it. And all I hope for myself is that I will be free with every breath, with every sight of the divine spark that is you. May we spiral into greater freedom. Thank you for this time.
My name is James, and while we did this work today, I just kept getting visions of Buddha sitting here in the middle of the energy field as we were creating.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I do have, if you want, I have business cards, I have a mailing list. We could maybe step out into the grass if you guys want to sign up for that. And then I'm also at the Sound Dome. There's a healing sanctuary. I'm to the left of the Sound Dome. Brother Pan is actually holding the other pole on the right.
Autumn is there too,
So,
giving massage.
beautiful, yes, okay. So if you do want to drop in deeper, or if you want to, I'm there, I'm available, and then in any way, yeah. So thank you so much.